All right.
Hey, we made it back.
We made it back. It's episode 8.
Episode 8. It's hard to imagine, too, right?
I just tried to look at my watch. I don't have it on.
Oh.
But I realized that we're a week past having the podcast out for 2 months.
Isn't that something?
It premiered on 4/20. Crazy.
4/20.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good, didn't it? Yeah,
it did. Yeah.
Well, and not all of our subscribers are in Oklahoma, but a lot of them are, because that's where we are. And had some great storms this week. A lot of people really, really got hammered. And so I kind of thinking today, it's just they're feeling like we are. We just do some smoking.
Yeah, and it's raining again today too. So it's just another day that we need to spend inside
if I still didn't have
weed.
electric and you saw another rainstorm coming, would you just go, oh, hell?
I'd just end it all. I would just end it all.
You know what? I'm done.
Yeah. Well, I believe you brought our opening smoke
I did,
today.
actually. Shelby that we work with, she and I were over in Edmond yesterday, and we went to an incredible dispensary in Edmond called The Vibe.
The Vibe.
And The Vibe was in a really beautiful part of town. Right, we ate right by it. It was wonderful. They had great products, good prices, very nice people. But we, you and I are familiar with Heartland Farms.
Yes.
And they carried their Heartland Farms pre-rolls.
Which I had never seen before.
No, I know. That's why I thought it was cool. And so, but the really great story on this is that this is the roasted garlic Margy, Margy.
Margy, I think.
Margy, yeah, Margy.
Like margarine?
Yeah, that's it. If I can read. But then I told Shelby yesterday we smoked this one, but magically it's still here. So we're gonna smoke this and see how we think. But it's good. They're always really good flower.
Yeah, we've recently been getting more of their flower, and the roasted garlic Margy is actually one that we have in the back waiting to be put out today. Not today. Eventually. I don't know where today came from, but today, I guess.
We also got that XJ13 from them.
Which I can't wait to try.
And we did try it yesterday, and I will tell you, now I had extra medication on board, but she didn't, and it was great flower. It was really good. So
was it more like sativa-y, hybrid?
It was real sativa, and it was just very, very, very happy. So I use all your butane. I just sit there daydreaming trying to light it.
Now, I did try one of their pre-rolls with you yesterday evening. It would have been.
Oh, that's right. That's one that we brought back.
Blue cookies.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Once you left, it really crept a little bit, but it set in and it was there.
That XJ13 was a little bit of a creeper too. So I'm wondering if this might be. And I knew that we may actually end up doing a little bit of smoking today, hence the name of our pod show, and that is an indica, by the way. So
I was gonna ask, is it an indica hybrid? Because we don't have it out on the shelf yet, so I have not looked it up or anything.
We're gonna find out how heavy an indica pretty quick, but the numbers were about 18. It had over 1 in terp, so
the ash is sticking together really, really well. So that makes me feel confident that it's good flower in there. And it doesn't taste like trim. It doesn't have a super distinct taste, but it doesn't taste like trim.
She and I were talking about that, and I think we both agree that they're using the real shake, the real good off the flower, because it burns great. So
no, you did say this like probably a minute ago now, but of course we're going to be smoking today. Hence the name of our show. Yeah. I had somebody, we just got in business cards, so we've been putting those out at our store and, kind of handed them out. And we had a patient come in the other day who saw one and he was like, no way, you guys do a podcast? And I was like, yeah, just telling him a little bit about it. And he said, do you guys actually smoke on there? Because, I don't want to listen to people talk and they're sober, No. I was like, oh, God, we'd be liars. We'd be schmucks if we didn't smoke on here.
Actually, it wouldn't have been as fun either. I mean... I
just don't want to listen to myself talk.
Yeah.
If I haven't had it.
Boring and Joking, I guess would be the new name of the show.
Boring and Joking. Boring and flopping.
Flopping, yeah. 3 episodes in, we lose Studio 1A instantly because, we suck. This is actually pretty good.
It is.
It's burning
Not
good.
too harsh.
I honestly am going to have to look on here. I can't remember what part of the state they're in, but the flower's always been good. So the other thing I wanted to say real quick, too, about if you're in Edmond, go by the Vibe. They were wonderful. We were going to get it, and I forgot. Mason and I are absolutely obsessed with glass tips. They had some of the most beautiful glass tips I've ever seen, Mason. I mean, well made. So it's worth the trip going by. They were really nice. And that's a good pre-roll.
I think I'm already feeling this a little bit. I'm feeling a little fuzzy.
I'm already telling you this. We pre-gamed a little bit with lemon skunk. And not much.
Something to put some pep in my step.
A little bit. But I'm feeling this one. So I'm going to tap out on the pre-roll.
I think I probably should too, just because I'm already a little low on energy.
Are you?
kind of need to not worsen.
Not anymore, Indica. Well, you just hang out with Stormy and I for a little bit. You'll be all pepped up. Here in about 15 minutes, I guarantee you're going to be pepped up. Oh, yeah. That tip was still clean from when you cleaned it on a couple episodes ago. That's pretty good. Of course, I've just been using yours and getting yours dirty.
And
saving mine.
Funny? I still haven't cleaned my bong since I said I was going to for that episode.
Well, the one we're using today looks very pretty, though.
Yeah, thanks. That is my original bong.
Is it really?
Yeah, very first one I ever had.
Well, I do want you to know that it looked a little nicer. It was beautiful, but we actually pre-gamed with it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we did. So...
Well, I guess we should tell you guys what we're going to be doing today.
I think that's a good idea.
So we're going to be topping it off.
We're going to top this baby off.
We're going to be topping this sucker off. So we're going to talk a little bit about bowl toppers, kind of things that you can infuse your own flour, pre-rolls, bowls, whatever with.
Yeah, we talk a lot about infused pre-rolls.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't want to smoke the paper. They go, I just use glass. So...
And I'm kind of that way. Obviously, I smoke pre-rolls, but I primarily smoke out of glass. So it is fun to be able to kind of enhance what you're smoking every now and then.
Yeah, it absolutely is, too. So you've got flour that we're going to top.
We are.
Okay.
We are going to top this flour. Now, when you first start getting into things, you might not know about keef. But that's the most basic... perfect form of a bowl topper. Now, I have this gigantic grinder here, thanks to Shelby. Thank you very much. And this whole thing down here is a keef trap.
The whole bottom.
The whole bottom. Okay, so when you get a grinder, you can get some that don't have a keef trap, but this one does. So what a keef trap does is, you grind up your flour. You have your flour compartment, and it's got a little sifter at the bottom. So what it's doing is sifting out all of the powdery stuff that's on the outside of your flour, which is the keef. This is, I don't think I've ever seen this much keef in one grinder.
And I've never seen a grinder that had a little tiny flour compartment and a giant keef trap. Somebody had their thinking straight there, but it takes a while. It is so easy to use too. I mean,
it is.
Pre-rolls are infused with it. You could honestly, when I grind it up, put it on my tray, I'll put a pinch of keef in there.
Yeah, because what it does, the keef is already on the flour.
Yeah.
If you have a grinder that doesn't have a keef trap, your keef is just staying with your flour. So you're basically just, keeping the fullness of the smoke, I guess, every single time. But if you're, if you have a grinder that's separating your keef, you can take that keef on a, special day and throw it in your bowl, throw it in your joint, whatever you're smoking.
Yep.
And it is just going to send it to the next level.
Yep.
It'll typically make it a little bit harsher, so just be aware of that. It might burn a little bit.
It is true too when you buy keef infused pre-rolls, because I guess they just can't help it when they make it. You may hit a little pocket of keef and it'll be a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
But I guess it's so we're looking at the bud, the sparkly stuff on the outside, and the beautiful stuff. It's all in our keef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what your keef is. And it's great to have extra on hand if you ever do just want to amp up your flower a little bit without having to continuously smoke more and more and more.
And it doesn't cost you anything. It's yours, so that's good.
I remember whenever I first started, we used to sell
We
keef.
did. We did.
We sold it by the gram or whatever.
And remember that it was a Holy Grail was the one I remember.
Yeah.
And it was so earthy.
Yeah.
But they're using that stuff to make other products, and you just can't find keef. I don't know how long it took her to collect that.
I don't know, but it's a tremendous amount of keef. I could be working on that forever.
Yes, yeah, and I may accidentally have to steal a pinch of it too.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, if you have a grinder that has that in there and you don't have a clue what to do with it, please don't throw it out. If you're not going to use it, give it to somebody else. They will.
Right.
But
Right.
I just like to throw it on my bowls every now and then.
And those grinders, I mean, that one's much nicer, but those grinders with the compartment, you can get them, good metal ones, $15, $20.
And they usually come with a little scooper in there too, like a little plastic, like, I don't know, it's just a tiny little keef scoop.
Well, I'm laughing only because
I think I have one in here.
I found mine, I had laid it on the tray. It's a little black scoop, and somehow I didn't see it. It got mixed up with my flour, so I was really glad that,
Now, we are going to hold off on trying the keef for probably another day just because we have other things to try. And we don't want to go completely overboard.
We have other responsibilities in the day. So the keef is it's yours already. Use it, and it's a lot of fun.
It's probably so minuscule that you can't even see it, but this is the the tiny little keef scoop that comes in those grinders.
Mine are always black. I've never seen one. I've never seen one like that.
I've only ever had clear ones.
Go figure.
Wild.
Right? I mean,
but I figure I can go ahead and pack us up a bowl while Steve kind of introduces us to this diamond dust.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Okay, so you remember in the day drinking episode, we were sipping on country cannabis sodas, right?
Cereal milk or lemon skunk?
Cereal milk, please.
Okay.
Well, I love lemon skunk, but my tummy's good right now, and that cereal milk is just. Well, if I could think of a good medical word, I'd use it. But stony is a nice word.
It is a nice word.
Anyway, Country Cannabis made that soda that we were sipping during the day drinking episode, and they make Weedsies and that sort of thing. Well, Country Cannabis came out with their own bowl topper. And we'll get it out and let you see it. It's called Diamond Dust. It is this is Jedi Mac, which is a hybrid, which is just a great sounding strain.
I hope it goes well with the cereal milk.
Oh, I think Jedi will go with anything.
I'm sure it will.
I think it will, but THC is 75.4. THCA 1.1. Oh, no, that's the terps. And it was 81%. So this is basically, we'll let you open it and show it to them, but it's more like a concentrate, very clean.
Yeah, it is a concentrate. It's not quite a dab.
No.
But it's just kind of a drier version of
concentrate, kind of.
Yeah.
The numbers, but it's so clean. The smell was clean.
We said it looks like couscous.
It looks exactly like couscous, and I'm not joking either. It's so pretty.
What I'm doing with this is I am just going to take my little keef scoop, actually, and as I'm loading my bowl, I'm not just going to put it on top, because if we just put it on top, when we light the bowl, it's immediately just going to burn all of the concentrate that I'm putting in there. So you kind of want to, put it in the middle of your bowl, kind of mix it up with the flour so it doesn't just immediately burn away and then, you've smoked it all.
Thanks, Mason and Steven, for recommending that Diamond Dust. Yeah. And it just burns in there. Yeah, put it in the middle.
I am taking the most minuscule amount. There's a couple, how you say, grains of diamond dust.
Yeah, couscous.
And I'm just trying to spread it kind of evenly throughout the bowl. Not load it up totally, but just kind of spread it out throughout evenly so it burns evenly.
This is a full gram too. Oh, I thought
I was about to dig into
put it
that.
in. But I thought you were dumping the whole thing in there by accident.
I was about to accidentally do that.
Well, I guarantee we'd be calling in sick today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put it in there evenly, you're going to be getting it all the way until the end of the bowl. And again, don't overdo it because it's going to be way too harsh.
It's going to be harsh, and you're going to be uncontrollably high.
Yeah, and
it may not be
burn
fun.
Through it all immediately.
Yeah.
Now, this Diamond Dust we have not tried yet.
We have not.
So this is going to be a brand new experience for us.
I'm going to tell y'all something. It's really funny watching because you remember how we were talking about the minuscule grains of couscous that was going in. What I'm actually noticing is that continuous scoops are going in, and so we'll be able to.
But now we're topping it off with the flour.
With flour, there's flour on top, so it's nicely hidden. I would have no idea if we were firing that bowl up. So, no, Steve, it's just a little bit of cereal meal, buddy. You're good. Actually, we have never tried this. I am pretty excited about trying.
Yeah.
And we have liked everything they've done. I have not tried their brownies, but I got to figure this is going to be pretty clean.
I hope so.
Now, if we cough up, I almost said if we cough up blood. That's not funny. I'm really sorry, but if we do have a little bit of coughing, remember, we told you don't hit it too hard. So
yeah,
and I hit everything too hard. So
I tend to do that too. It's going to be a little bit harsher than just a regular bowl, but I did keep putting more scoops in there. But I swear to God, it wasn't like the whole gram. I tried to keep a small amount going through there regularly, but enough that we're going to be able to feel it and not be wondering where it's at.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have any worry that we were going to be able to feel it when I was watching you do that. I was going, this is going to be awesome. Now, okay, so this one actually I think was Mandy, but I'm not sure, but taught me, or maybe it was you, to pass the flame over it and don't just stick it, because it kind of starts letting it melt a little bit. Did you know that? Okay, well.
No, I just light it up like a regular bowl.
I think it was
It was Stormy. Stormy told you that. Oh, that's going to be the biggest rip in the world. I saw your life flashing before my eyes. Look at how thick that smoke is. Look at this.
When I saw that.
He was about to rip this thing.
When I saw that, I did not do my usual. Most people do not have to hit that holding the microphone, which is really actually pretty good talent.
Ooh.
I can taste that a little bit in the back of my throat. Otherwise, it's just a head rush. THCA, I imagine.
THC TB.
TB. Yeah.
I've already mentioned how this works before. I promise it's not as harsh as you might think. It's thick. You can tell by the look of the smoke in that bong. This is thick. Like,
all right.
I feel like compared to what I'd normally get off of a, one hit, that's a lot more.
Do you remember when we first got those diamond infused pre-rolls from Smokies?
Yes.
And it's weird because we didn't know how to describe it. But we told people the smoke almost feels thicker out of that pre-roll, and it's the diamonds. That's what it is. This is diamond dust, so they have broken that down further, easier to use. That's what we're feeling. That makes sense.
Because it's almost like gelato cake. Like that strain, it goes down smooth, but when you try to breathe out, it kind of makes you catch your breath a little bit.
Catch your breath a little bit, but
It's good. I'm definitely already feeling it in my head. And cereal milk, this particular batch of it.
This grows, yeah.
It's good. It's like 3.8 on terps, I think 29 on THC. It's a beautiful, beautiful mix of head and body high. Like really, really even mix of both. Fully like numbing body high, but
doesn't really need a topper at all.
No, you're in another room in your mind. Like you're in a totally different universe, That bowl topper is just enhancing it.
It is
a whole lot more.
Incredibly happy.
Yeah,
Riley, buy it.
Riley, please buy it.
We had promised a subscriber that yes, we will try it for you and let you know.
Yes.
Wow.
I already approve of it.
It
2 hits, 3 hits.
It's less harsh on my lungs than Keef is.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is incredible. Keef is, you can hit a pocket of that and it's a little bit tough. that was very clean.
Keef, sometimes when I add keef to like a bowl or a joint or anything, it kind of has that vape feeling. You know, like how vapes go down and it kind of feels like it's scratching your throat a little bit on the way down. Keef kind of does the same thing. And I don't know if it's because it's drier or what the difference is. I don't know.
No, I don't either.
But that hits more like kind of in the bottom of your throat. Like, I don't know.
And I've had
if you smoke weed, you know, everything hits you in a different spot.
It does. But the thing that's interesting, I've hit a concentrate, you know, diamonds, and I actually coughed more than I did with this.
And this is very nearly the same level of feeling that I would get from taking a couple of hits off a dab.
Yes.
Like, it is right there.
The numbers, right? It is. Mm-hmm. That's actually a good investment if you're looking for... I would not... Honestly, I wouldn't use it every day.
Oh, no.
It's just too high a THC. My tolerance would be worse than it is. So
yeah, it's definitely a good thing. Like, especially if you're sharing a bowl and you both want to feel something.
Yeah,
you're clearly not going to have to smoke the whole bowl.
And for a full gram, it to me seems very reasonably priced because we use. I mean, really, I was giving her a hard time. You didn't use very much. You put a little sprinkles in the layers, so it burned evenly. But that was it. That's
going to last us so long.
All right. Well, the funny thing is that the producer kind of decided to go in order of so Keef, and then the next one would be the Diamond Dust. I almost said Angel Dust. I'm really sorry, it's not. But there's so many more out there.
There are.
Tribe makes one that looks like a little. It's a tri thing where there's 3 of them in there and 3 different type of toppers.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and sometimes. They're such good quality. Some of these products, they are a little more expensive. But boy, it doesn't take much, does it?
No. And it's good to mention, too, that, you know, some people will end up with a dab, whether they bought it or they were given it.
Yep.
And they don't know what to do with it because they primarily smoke flower. And it depends on the consistency, what you can do with it. But, like, say it's a saucier dab, you can kind of take that, roll a joint, and kind of, like, smear it on the inside and it'll infuse it that way. If it's more dry and more diamonds or more like the diamond dust, you can put it in your bowl and mix it with your flour like that. There's so many different ways that you can use these products that you kind of have to think outside the box sometimes, but you can do it. And, you know, it takes some imagination.
But, you know, it's interesting. Our very, very first subscriber is the one that taught me about using Savior sauce, and she would put it a little bit on the inside. She would wear blunts because she's a professional blunt roller, I believe.
I need to learn from her.
I know. You know, honestly, that because at some point, you and I are going to have to get on here and do that because I can't roll to save my life.
No, we always talk about this too. We both could if we had to, but we're not very good at it. It's either going to be way too tightly packed or just an absolute mess. And it's just not something I prefer to do. That's why I smoke glass, because it's very, very little effort.
Very little effort. You give me so much more credit than I deserve because I couldn't roll to save my life. I used a rolling machine once that Raw puts out, and
I don't have a clue. I've never used a rolling machine.
It's easy, but you're deceived about how much weed to put in. So somebody will say, I accidentally rolled a pencil thin one. Mine was a pencil lead thin one. I mean, just thinking about
you
that.
You feel like you're French.
It looked like one of those old Virginia Slim 120s that were real long.
My aunt still smokes those, and I love her for it. I love her so much.
We are going to, we're hitting summer now. I know we've got at some point a pretty good summer party planned for
my God, yes, we've got to do that.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but
I don't either.
I'd like to have one just in my mouth. Virginia Slim 120 for that party.
You know what we need to do? Get a pack of Virginia Slims, or also get one of our bats that looks like a cigarette. That's a one hitter.
Yep.
That's a classic.
It's classic. That's what we should do.
I keep seeing people talking about, I don't want to have a hot girl summer. I want to have a cigarette grandma summer. sitting out by the kiddie pool with her tank top and her visor on with a cigarette or a joint
I just find
and a drink in her hand.
I just find it completely scary how close I am to that already.
I know. That's who I feel like I am.
It's like I'm the older stoner dude instead of that. So that's what I'm gonna. I guess I might as well just give up and lay by the pool. Smoke Virginia Slims, get emphysema, TB, whatever. It doesn't matter. My skin be damned. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm already there. Yeah.
Oh, God bless it.
I actually take decent care of myself.
You do.
Only smoke good flower.
Exactly.
Year-old
you
Keith.
hear that, doctor?
Yeah. I had a
Yeah.
I had a physician that was not pro weed, and it's okay. I get it.
We're just gonna have to find a new one.
I fired him.
I think that Diamond Dust is pretty dang good.
I like it. I'm gonna give that a good rating.
This seriously is our first time trying it, and we even. I feel like a fool now. We even debated whether or not it would be worth investing in one just to try on the Podshow.
Yeah. But
yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
But the thing is, I'll be honest, until I got in this business, I didn't know about any of that. I really didn't.
No,
I wasn't
didn't
Keith.
either.
I didn't know a lot about Keith. But that kind of thing, all that, or steps up that you can even do that's higher quality. Or not, I don't know quality as much, but processing, I guess.
So the next thing we have is, I gotta be honest, I don't know the specifics on it.
I thought you were going to say, honestly, I don't know what's in this jar. Some dude gave it to me on the street. I go, okay, good.
No.
So this is way better than it's not that.
I got it from a professional.
Okay, good.
It is a tiny little ball of hash. So it's compressed hash, which is, I don't know if I want to get into that, but it is literally just the tiniest little ball of essentially keef hash.
Yeah.
Hash is like higher quality keef, sort of, to dumb it down. It looks like a tiny little pebble of rabbit poo, but believe it or not, the way I use it is I'll like break little pieces off with my tweezers and infuse my bowl with it the same exact way that I just did with the Diamond Dust. And let me tell you, it is very, very similar to this Diamond Dust high. I don't know what strain this is. It is a little heavier, but it lasts so long. The effect almost makes me feel like it's more of an edible high versus a flower high. You know what I mean?
The only time I smoked that with you, we did not put very much in there because honestly, it was more like, let's see where we're at. And it lasted a long time.
I want to say this one is from Good Luck Provisions, which they do incredible flower. They do really, really great concentrates too. We carry some of their single source hash rosin.
Single source.
Oh my gosh.
We
could talk
shelf.
about it forever.
Yeah, but it's just so clean.
It's so clean. It's so cleanly processed, and their numbers are always great.
I know.
I would say, that does add a little bit more taste to the bowl, but it's not necessarily incredibly harsh. It's not as harsh as keef gets. It's kind of in between the level of the Diamond Dust and the keef on added harshness and taste.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
None of these things are overly expensive. Keef, of course, is ours. You're free unless you can find someplace to buy it. Or your friend has a grinder full of it and doesn't know what it is. You can educate them and just tell them that the price is half the Keef. That's always good, too. But
you've got gold on your hands.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why we don't see Keef for sale very often anymore, because they are making it into this. And the product is probably better quality and people know what it is. So and you can charge more money for it, actually, Yeah.
Every once in a while I have people asking for keef. Like if we sell it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
We haven't sold it probably since 3 months after I started. So
couple years.
Close to 2 years.
Yep. So
but if you're smoking flower, it's worth getting a grinder with a keef trap just so you can save it for a rainy day, I wouldn't recommend smoking a whole bowl of keef, though.
No,
I feel like everybody,
No.
almost every smoker I know has tried that at some point or another. Not wise, though. There's still a lot of green in that bowl.
All right. Now, the funny thing is, I was thinking, because I was feeling pretty good there. I mean, I still am. I was thinking we finished that thing off. And you know what? There's a lot of green in that.
No, there's still a lot of green in it. I have been time traveling. I feel like I am on Rainbow Road from Mario Kart. You know, like I am going
Mario Kart
one way then another, but it's flowing nicely. Like, God dang it. I keep finding dog hairs in my stupid microphone cover.
I thought you were going to put your ear to it. She did that while we were setting up. It was really funny. But that was the lemon skunk.
That was the lemon skunk.
It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, I feel like I've been time traveling, but I'm still here. Nice shirt today, by the way. That is a classic.
I have seen every episode of Hey Arnold. My kids and I watched it when they were growing up, and I just love Hey Arnold. I got Hey Arnold socks. I walked into
Those are
a
some
head
of my
shop
favorites.
one day, and there was this big silicone mat with Hey Arnold, and he was holding a backwoods.
Oh, my God.
And you know what? None of us could figure out what the mat was for. It wasn't a dab mat. It wasn't a... We couldn't figure out what it was for, but I bought it anyway.
Table placemat.
Yeah, and with a placemat. But I bought it, and I still have it. I don't know what it's for, but it had Hey Arnold on it. So
Might as
that's
well.
for the kids, but I love it. Honestly, I was not time traveling this morning. I am now, obviously, but
Obviously.
I forgot two very important things today for
What's that?
this episode. One, any of you that follow us on Instagram, you saw it, but Nancy finished the painting. And it's got the
it's incredible.
You got the patch on it, and it's got our show logo and time. It's beautiful, and got out of the house without it. It's going to be hanging here, and I forgot moon rocks.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Well,
I don't think we needed any.
Well, I don't need to smoke any, no. But moon rocks are a great bowl topper.
They are a great bowl topper. A lot of people will ask, what is a moon rock? Mm-hmm. How do you use a moon rock? I have one, and I don't know what to do with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Number one, please don't put it in your grinder, please. That is a mistake I'm afraid we've all made.
Well, with those ones I did, I made a mistake of grinding that one.
Yeah. So a moon rock is basically a nug. It's a flower, a little bud of flower, that is coated in some type of concentrate, whether it's hash. We've had what is it? The space rocks or something that are hash.
Yep.
Whether it's hash, distillate, whatever it is, they're coated.
And Dose uses full spectrum.
Yeah, they use full spectrum oil. They will coat the nug in oil, then coat it in keef or hash. And then do that a couple times, so you've got a little rock of nothing but THC. So when you look at that, and somebody tells you don't put it in a grinder, you're like, okay, well, how do I break into this thing then?
What am I supposed to do with it? Yeah.
Some people will use like tiny scissors. I've heard some people keep like sewing kit scissors basically in their smoke kit, and they'll use that. You can just break it apart with your fingers, but it will make your fingers very, very sticky. But that's not a big consequence to pay.
No, you and I though used one. And I think you had used the end of your dab tool or something and kind of gotten a little bit of it out too.
Really, I'll use my tweezers sometimes for stuff like that. I've also heard some people say that they just put it on their tray and use a knife and
That's a good idea.
Yeah, well, just kind of shave some off.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Next episode, I'll bring 2 or 3, at least just to show.
Yeah, because they almost need their own segment.
They're so different. I mean, you compare like Purple Rain is just one that comes to mind, that brand, but they used the hash rosin and the so on, the stuff on the outside, so much so that they use a clear jar and it sticks to the bottom.
Yeah.
It is really good.
And I remember one time Tribe was making, I don't know if they still do, but they were making 2 different kinds of moon rocks.
Yeah.
They had their space balls. That's what they were called.
They were called.
Space balls and rosin rocks.
Yeah.
So I think the space balls were coated in full spectrum oil. And then they had THCA crystals on the outside of it. So they were like sparkly. Like they looked like it was the same process, but they had the THCA crystals. So they were basically taking something like the diamond dust and coating the moon rock with it. But the rosin rocks were the ones that were coated and dipped in hash rosin and hash.
Sticky, boy, I'm telling you.
And
honestly, they're for the most part about the same price as that. So it's I think it's kind of what you prefer. That was incredibly easy to use. I watched you just
easy to use.
Nothing to it. Not sticky. Well, you didn't touch it with your hands, so,
And I didn't have to.
You did not
Moon
have
rocks,
to. No.
You are going to have to. You're going to have to handle those suckers. They're a little bit messy, but honestly, the diamond dust is a great alternative if you're looking for the same effect that a moon rock is going to give you.
It is. Yeah. We'll do that. I'll make sure to bring those. Somebody... We're going to want to know what we're smoking about today.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. I
almost forgot about that.
Well, I'll tell you what I was smoking about was time travel.
Pretty much. And we're going to continue smoking about that. Let me think about what I'm smoking about today.
I'm sorry.
It's going to take me a minute.
That smoke is so thick. But did you see what I did? A little smaller hit, took it all. It was good.
Oh, that's what I was... Okay. Sorry, I was going to mention this a second ago when we were talking about moon rocks and the THCA. A lot of the time, like THCA infused pre-rolls I've had or like the moon rocks I've tried with it tend to give me a headache. But I am not experiencing any headache at all from the diamond dust. It's I think just regular THC.
Now,
it says THCA, but it doesn't give the actual...
Well, it went from 75 to 81, so it's probably, 6%?
And I still don't totally understand THCA, but this is not giving me any headache at all, so I did want to mention that.
You and I both love Tribe products. We've smoked many Dogwalkers and love their stuff. I was not a big fan of their THCA either. Now, I know Shelby, Mandy, some really liked it. This has not affected me that way at all. This is probably as clean a product I've used it in a long time. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Country Cannabis, you did a good job on this one.
Yes, absolutely.
I actually
Kudos.
could have used a root beer at this point. So, I do not need any day drinking today.
No,
this is
not today. This is quite enough.
Yeah.
Okay, back to what you asked. What are we smoking about today? Do you know? Because I've got to think about mine. Oh, God. I'm smoking about the fact that this mirror over here is broken and wonky, and it makes my face look like Shrek right now. But when he's a human.
My real concern is the broken mirror. I'm sorry. I'm not overly superstitious. I said suspicious. I'm like peeking out the window. I'm not paranoid.
Superstitious.
We sometimes need to have background music going because it's just some of it just fits in there perfect. Sorry about the mirror time travel there, and I'm glad she didn't fly into it. But a couple people have asked, and I wanted to touch on it too. What am I smoking about? Honestly, this is just a fun week. I'm having a great week, but I came over today thinking people are actually starting to ask us stuff and wondering about stuff. And 4 or 5 people ask about getting their their travel agent to get them a ticket to Kush Island. And
yes, I love it.
Yeah, that was another great dose product too.
Oh,
and
yes.
Please reach out because you guys probably have got products that we don't know, we haven't seen that are like that. I know Shelby and I found a bunch in Edmond yesterday that were fun, but
every time I go to a new store, I feel like there's something that I've never ever heard of before.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, me too. And I'm so sorry. What are you smoking about today, Mason?
I don't know. It's a pretty good day.
Pretty just chill day.
Yeah, there's not much going on. I do have
just going, this is chill.
Oh God, that's what I'm smoking about. Stormy has been freaking out today because it thundered a lot this morning and it stormed for a while when we first woke up. And despite her name being Stormy, she just absolutely hates storms. She just does nothing but yells and cries. And I feel terrible for her, but she woke me up that way and it wasn't great. So I'm smoking about that, but now I'm good because I fixed it by smoking about it.
Thank you, Jedi Mac.
Yeah. I did almost forget that we were supposed to record today, though, and that, again, I think we've joked about this many times. You just walking in and starting the episode on your own. It would have been a case of that. Steve would have showed up and I would have been in my jams, probably, I don't know, mid-craft.
I was running around this morning to dispensaries picking up product and stuff. And I just sit here and smoke most of that Jedi Mac. And that would have been a horrible episode. So I'm really glad you showed up.
Imagine if, oh my God, if we did an episode by ourselves, like one or the other. Oh. I think it'd be horrible. We'd probably be canceled instantly. The network would never pick us back up.
People were asking, how do I unsubscribe?
We'd be blackballed from Hollywood.
You'll never work in this town again.
You'll never work in the dispensary ever again.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's my fault. God. I'm really good. I think I'm feeling good. I had a great day so far.
My body is very tingly.
No, it's just numb. It's good.
Yeah, my sunburn doesn't hurt anymore.
Your what?
My sunburn. I don't remember if I told you yesterday, but I got a sunburn over the weekend. Unsurprising, because I'm so pale. But I got a pretty decent sunburn, and yesterday I was in pain, and I needed something to fix it. And I had the genius idea to use our Fuego gel on my sunburn.
No, you didn't.
It worked.
It worked?
It worked. Now, the key is they don't put menthol in their products.
That's what it was.
All of their products are like plant-based, all natural. It's aloe-based. Now, the Fuego Balm would be a different story. That might not be so pleasant.
That might be uncomfortable.
You really got to rub it in there. But the gel was incredible because I'm real sensitive to like menthol and stuff. It really breaks my skin out. And I love the fact that they don't use it.
That would have killed your sunburn.
It would have hurt so bad. I don't think we've really gotten into it. We need to do that.
Yeah, and patches and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned the Fuego gel in the necessities episode, but I think that's about all I've done.
You know, you got to know the producer got to hate this. We're coming up with ideas for future episodes right on the air. Well, my thanks to whoops.
Nice magic trick.
Yeah, that was good. Jake would like that Heartland Farms for the grape flower and the pre-roll and Vibe Dispensary.
Yeah, I need to go check that out next time I'm in Edmond.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So,
yeah, I feel like the cereal milk was already good enough, and we couldn't stop selling that because we loved it so much.
I know.
I put the last of it out yesterday too, so that's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And now this Diamond Dust is going to be the next big thing because
the thing with the Diamond Dust, you could have put that on. Really not that good a flower.
Yeah, shake,
baby.
Boom.
I'm telling you.
All of a sudden, you've got a
But
next
we got
level
some good
bowl.
shakes. I smoked some of that Super Silver shake the other night. It was so good. Thank you, Jen, because that's a good call.
Yeah, it was very good. Thank you, Jen.
Yep.
Yeah, whenever we get really, really into any product of any sort, we cannot stop recommending it to patients. It's almost a little bit annoying.
Well, if we go outside, we get a break for a second, we try a little bit of flower, we come in. If it's good, we're telling you, hey, we just smoked this. This is incredible.
Yeah. And I think we started with a limited amount of those anyways. We started with just like, I don't know, 5 to 10. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be gone probably this evening.
Jedi Mac.
Jedi Mac. You know what? I never looked it up, but I wonder what the roasted garlic Margy and the Jedi Mac strains are. Let's see. Jedi Mac.
Okay, so the Jedi Mac, I'm going to guess it has Yoda OG. Sorry. That was really bad.
We did have a Baby Yoda strain recently. Now, all I'm finding is Jedi Kush, which is indica dominant. a cross of Death Star and San Fernando Valley OG, which is one of my favorites. But I don't know if this has any relation. Maybe it's Jedi Kush and Mac mixed together. I don't know. So that kind of bombs, but that's okay. I didn't
feel that indica, really, though.
No, I'm definitely feeling relaxed, but it's kind of that same feeling as the cereal milk. Like, there's a lot going on up here. Nothing going on down here.
But it's not much more. You made a great comparison of this to an edible.
Yeah.
Because the initial wave is pretty strong, but at this point now, it's just running, and it feels fine. It's just like an edible.
It is.
Yeah.
And it feels like it kind of comes in waves too.
Well, you keep hitting that bowl, it does. Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. It'll come in gray waves at that point.
Fair enough.
You know, it's funny. We took a second, and I honestly was about to put that hash in there because I had no idea how much of that thing was left.
We still had like half the bowl left.
It is really,
and I didn't pack it that full.
It is really something to use with sparingly. You know, we do an episode with a bunch of friends. That would work. That bowl.
Yeah, I think that one bowl could be passed between like 10 people and be absolutely
people
perfect.
Have high tolerance too.
Yeah,
we do.
Okay, so this roasted garlic Margy. Oh God, no wonder we love it. GMO and frozen Margy. I love GMO. I love GMO.
It's one of your all-time favorites.
All-time favorites. It says it's good for treating stress or anxiety, PTSD, chronic pain, and insomnia. Now, according to OMA, we're not allowed to tell you what it's going to make you feel like, but, you know.
Oh, that's right.
We don't have to follow their rules here.
No.
So this is roasted garlic Margy. That's the pre-roll that we smoked at the beginning. Yeah. Very, very nice. I'm excited for us to try the actual flower.
Which we have it. Yeah, that was actually fairly calming. So I can see that.
Yeah. Wow. Good mix of strains today.
Yeah, and you know they were so cool too because they had so many strains from Heartland in those pre-rolls. And so we kind of let her pick out the ones that she had smoked and liked the best. And we knew we were in the right place.
Yeah.
Because she had smoked them. And she knew about them.
That's good. I'm glad that like the one place you guys got to stop in like was a good dispensary.
Yeah, she was toasty like we would be.
Absolutely.
But she wasn't, you know.
I gotta say, I mean, most of you probably, at least people that don't smoke would think we're insane for saying that we would ever smoke at work. But this, I could not ever even think about touching it at work.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Way too stoned right now to be able to do that.
We've got a ceiling. When our head starts hitting it, we know, all right, we can still weigh flour, be happy. Don't, you know.
I can be happy right now, but I think that's about all I'll be able to accomplish.
About the time we were talking about how heavy that smoke was, it was clearly evident, and that was very early on, remember, clearly evident that we would not be able to work on that. So.
Oh, yeah. Very, very clearly. But just to reiterate, we definitely wouldn't. Is that weed on your pink shoes?
It is. It's weed, and I got some new pink Vans. And
they're amazing.
And somehow I must have got some weed on them. Oh, sorry about that, Stormy.
Ma'am.
Sorry about that, dude. Stormy goes, I've heard enough of this crap.
I'm sick of you idiots.
I'm done. Well, we do have cards, so we can get those out.
I had to add a bunch more in front of the registers yesterday. Those stacks were getting very low.
Well, and honestly, if you're enjoying it, subscribe, tell your friends, but tell us stuff to do too. I mean, this kind of thing, most of us had never tried. I had never tried that product.
No.
So, and most of us don't know it.
And now I can't wait to tell people about it.
I know. And we will have a episode coming up here fairly soon about concentrates, and I've learned, you were talking today about different ways to use them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll get like a concentrate in a bag from a dispensary, or it's a part of a package and you don't use concentrates. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things to be pretty, and we learn it from you guys. So yeah. But you learned that one from us. That's a winner.
It is a winner. Jedi Mac, you've done it.
And good provisions.
And good luck.
Which we wouldn't have left the studio and never gone to the dispensary if we'd tried that too.
We'd be stuck here for hours.
For hours.
All right. It's been real fun today, guys.
I've really, really enjoyed it. Stormy, thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah, I got to close out with the last rip from the bowl.
And I really appreciate you showing up today too, because I would not have lasted past that first one where I would have said, "Damn, that's heavy smoke." I would have been gone.
Oh man. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.
Thanks for joining our time travel this week. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, you can reach us on Instagram and Twitter at SNJ Podshow, email us at smokinandjokinpodshow@gmail.com, or watch our videos and exclusive content on YouTube and WeedTube at Smokin and Jokin Podshow. As always, details on featured products and links to our social media will be in the description. Everyone stay cool, stay medicated, and we'll see you next week on Smokin and Jokin.
Welcome to LA, brother.
What if he liked it and flew in your mouth?